freedom is not free. You hear that all the time growing up. Freedom ain't free, boy. Yeah, it's not. And it's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you time to build skills. You're going to have to save. You're going to have figure out how to have capital working for you. You're going to have to figure that out. But we're moving into a world of haves and have-nots. It shouldn't be that way, but that's what our political elite have decided. I think it's going to end pretty bad for them. And we're probably a decade away from that. Today, I'm going to be pulling these out of the hydro tank. See these roots? This is a hydroponics setup I made out of 5-gallon buckets. I've got them on a timer. It goes on for 30 minutes, off for 30 minutes. There's a little 360 spray head in there. Key here is having the perfect hole saw for these little net pots. And nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and pop these out. We're gonna plant them directly into the food forest, save the step from the pot. I'm gonna pot a few of them because I like to gift them to some friends and family. But and we're trying a new variety here too. This is a passion vine. I'm gonna leave that one in there. Got some pineapple we just got from the grocery store. They just like kind of cut the tops off of them. I peeled this back and then I go ahead and plant them directly into the ground, see what happens. I'm letting them soak in water just to have a good day soaking. Some people like to cut all that meat off of them and plant them in some sort of water cup and allow the roots to germinate and then go from there. But I'm just gonna play an experiment and I'm gonna go with all of that right into the ground as though it was like a natural thing, see how it does. All right, so we're cleaning out the chicken coop here. Fun farm activity. One thing I learned in a book I read this week, and this is why we're gonna move to a shed thing, and we're gonna roll with that because it makes it cleaning out a lot easier. But I'm gonna use this as a resource in the garden because this stuff is just lit for fertilizer. I mean, it's so good, but it's got to age down. One thing I learned this week is the straw you use, you need to make sure no herbicides have been on that field, like Roundup or any of that stuff. A lot of people spray their fields, and you do not want that to end up in your compost because it will kill your stuff. So, got to make sure wherever you're buying it from doesn't use any glyphosate, I believe is what Roundup is. Terrible product. I mean, it's useful in certain times, but it's just we use too much of it in this country. Nonetheless, probably actually going to start cutting my own stuff just so I know what it is. But amazing resource. I hear that there's fertilizer shortages or something like that happening. We're going to age this, and in like a couple months, this with the compost, when we're planting new plants or putting it around old plants, it's going to be good to go. So we are been working on this soil, developing this soil. Amazing documentary, Kiss the Dirt, Kiss the Soil, one of the two just watched, and Biggest Little Farm. This is this is coming together over here. Got some store-bought that we're working with. I'll put that in the holes as I plant these guys, just help it along, because this soil here haven't been working on it too long, maybe in a year and a half or so. It really takes 3 to 7 years to get perfect. So we'll help it out a little bit by adding some to it. Grab a pineapple. I don't know how well this is gonna work, leaving all that fruit on there or not. Got 2 different ideas on it, but with this batch, we're gonna try it to see what our results are. And get it all pushed in here. This is our pineapple island. I don't know how many, I think I have over 25 in here now, I believe. But anyway, we're just gonna keep continuing to pack this thing full and probably expand it over there when we are fully full, but keep on getting them in. How did a mosquito just land on me? Dragonfly showed up. I'm like, we're getting balanced. Things are coming together. So planting some longevity spinach. There's our dragonfly. He's moving fast. Land, I'll get a shot for you. Anyway, got a ton of them out here now, which is really cool. Like, we've got our dragonfly population way up. They're predators, big time predators. They love mosquitoes and all the stuff that eat your stuff. Intercropping is a big deal. Got tons of variety, lots of variety. If we ever get a pest outbreak, it's gonna be hard for it to spread. And we're attracting plenty of wildlife and all sorts of things. We got ladybugs and hornets and bees and all that stuff that's coming out here. Got tomatoes happening here, longevity spinach, one of my favorites. They're so good. If I have to live on it, I could live on it. I'm listening to The Economic Ninja. He's got this bird flu video out right now. Apparently Israel, highest jab rate in the world, like 100%, yo, I'm just saying. Nonetheless, they've got bird flu rolling around. They got dead birds, like 30,000 pounds of dead birds so far. Thousands and thousands of dead birds. Got a chicken problem. A little egg shortage is about to happen over there. I don't know what's going on. Apparently it can transmit between humans and whatever. I don't know. Who cares? Because we're just doing our thing, man. We got our chickens over there. And got our food kind of happening. Out here getting some sunlight. Just not too worried about it. Got the papaya, new papaya. Got another avocado. I think that brings us up to 10 varieties of avocado now. I've got them fruiting so that they fruit most of the year. I think I got 8 or 9 months of fruiting for avocado. I'm going to be taking this spring, I'll be cutting pieces of this off, and I'll be grafting them onto our new rootstock, which I've got over here. I've got to start getting kind of more cleaned up, get more of a system together. But we're now in our 10th month, I believe, 9th month of this food forest. I'm pretty impressed from where it was a year ago. We've got the whole thing is basically planted at this point. But anyway, these are our avocado rootstocks. We'll cut them and then graft on the good avocado. The thing there is that 1 out of every 10,000 avocado is a fruit that you would actually want to eat, something that you would want to consume. It takes 7 to 10 years, starting from seed, to know, to have it fruit, to even know if it's good or not. So people graft them because there's literally a 1 in 10,000 shot after 7 or 10 years of it being a good one. So these guys here are just for the purpose of rootstock. I kind of moved them around on this tree to see where they wanted to be, if they even want to be here at all. I've got to get more organized back here with where I'm putting rootstock because I'm getting to the spot where I'm getting a lot of it. But nonetheless, I've got additional different types of avocado here and there and there and there and there. And we'll be grafting on all these guys this spring. Got elderberries happening, sugarcane. I've got to work on that tomorrow. Got dragon fruit. This stuff's finally starting to climb, which is pretty awesome. Got a bunch of passion vine, so we'll be doing the entire thing. Maybe needs another month in the pots, and then we'll be putting them all out. I'm gonna do another layer of mulch. The mulch breaks down. You guys want to get that from your tree companies. Get that mulch delivered, put it in a big pile, let it bake, let it break down. Maybe mix some other compost into it. Burn some ash from burning if you can. Turn it off before it's completely dust. Like you want it where it's like got some good chunky pieces. This is what you're after. There's a way to activate this. Basically soak it in water, some sort of nitrogen mix. You activate it, you toss it out there. It's gonna suck the carbon out of the atmosphere and into your root base, especially after you go ahead and mulch over top of them. So got additional line here coming in. Got a 1.5 inch water pipe, I think is what I threw in here, maybe 2. I think it's 1.5. So anyway, I'm gonna add tees onto that, bring it in here, do some drip line, do some additional hoses. We're gonna expand the food forest this winter over off into that area. I've already started to expand it here. Turns out, I think next year, we're gonna move the chickens, do a shed thing. We're figuring out the shed. The shed is the way to go. Chickens are one of those weird things. You start out, you're like, let's do like $300 towards the chickens. You do it because it's cool to do and you need it just to get the thing going. But you could buy a lot of eggs for $300, you know? But then you get into it and you're like, I really need like a $1,200 setup. Like you have to sequester them, and then all of a sudden you're like, an automatic door would be cool, and some automatic like water things, and like if I can not tend these things, just come out like once a week, so anyway, the more you invest, the more you turn it into a machine. So I think I'm going to be moving this stuff here. I'm going to clean this up around this tree, and love the tree, love the palmettos. Just started I'm going to do like a controlled burn out here. I know that sounds insane, but in Florida we do that all the time. And then move this compost over here, plant more papayas, put the chickens back here. And then I'm gonna put a bunch of bananas here for them. I'll let them grow a little bit before I move them out here, but sometime next summer, move the chickens over this way. And then I'll have like a little corral area. I'll do like a lean-to, maybe get like a baby goat or something. Need some more animals. Goat would be pretty useful. It'd be pretty useful. Female goat. I know they eat everything, but I could use it in certain areas. Rope it off. Could use it to clear certain areas. Like once a year, just be moving it around. I think the goat might be the way, or a mini bull, mini cow situation. That could be fun. So anyway, got some tea plants happening here, blueberries happening. Sarah's cleaning out the coops over there. That's why I mentioned larger coops. Yeah, mango's looking good. This is the first one I started with like 4 years ago at a rental property I was at. And then I got it planted here once we purchased this place like 3 years ago. I might have even started at 5 years ago, a long time ago. but mango that come on that thing are nice. So it is coming together. So I would encourage you guys, start growing stuff. Start figuring out what it takes. Start learning. It takes a while. You're not just gonna figure it out overnight. I'm figuring out I want a bigger area. It's gonna be called the smoke shack. It's gonna be like the hangout, chill place. Also keep some chicken feed, grain. I'm gonna put like a loft up in here, keep it, enclose it, keep the weather out of here, do some concrete later. Rain barrel was a cool experiment. Need a bigger one, like 500-gallon one. Have a well out here, but it's just nice to have, just like this backup if you lose power or whatever, until I get solar done, which will be not this year. So I do have a backup generator, but you know, it's just good to have. Just well pumps break and stuff, takes time. But got all these container plants are about to go out over into the new area. We're clearing out over here and getting ready to expand out. I'm gonna do some really cool Japanese looking like rows over. It's gonna look amazing. I think it's gonna come out really good. Yes, start with soil. It's the thing that's gonna take the longest to figure out. It takes time. There's no way to expedite it, and start with some perennials, because once you plant them, it's done. You can leave this place and come back here 6 years from now, and the perennials that I have and the soil that I've already done, this place should be popping. It'd be covered with weeds and all that stuff, but like the things that are winners would be winning out here, and it wouldn't take long to get it back into condition. I don't plan on leaving this place for 6 years, but you never know. The world changes very quickly these days. So, you know, leaving all options open and creating more. And that's really what it's about. Get growing, guys. Get growing. Peace.